Joining us now, Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs. Congressman, great to see you. So here's my big question. I'm all down with opposing the CR. It's a little bit like plunging a needle of heroin into your son who's addicted to drugs. But the truth of the matter is, what's the game plan? What's the end plan for ousting Speaker McCarthy?
Well, I think Matt Gaetz has indicated he's going to file that motion to vacate, and I would suspect that Speaker McCarthy's allies will file immediately a motion to dismiss that, so to speak, table that, and then you'll have a vote on it. And I think Speaker McCarthy will probably survive, although with much dissatisfaction from many in our conference.
Well, where do you fall, Congressman, on that? Will you vote to oust the Speaker?
If that motion were to be filed, I would probably vote yes, that I think he's overstayed his welcome. I think a year ago I told people, or not quite a year ago, I said, next September 30th, you will come down and Mr. McCarthy will create a deal on a CR with the Democrats, and that's because he will have failed to deliver 12 appropriations bills the way we're supposed to do by June 15th by law.
But if you could just sort of pick out of the thin air any nominee other than McCarthy who could even get a majority of, say, Republican votes, who would that person be?
You know, Charlie, I'm not sure who it would be. To me, it's a horrible job, and I don't think anybody in their right mind would want it. But the bottom line is, I believe that there are trustworthy people that tell the truth in our conference, and those people might be the ones that you'd want to have serve.
Well, with respect, Congressman, the job made horrible by you and Matt Gaetz and a few other people. Let me back up.
No, that's not true, Dagan.
Well, let me back up. How far along are you in passing the appropriations bills? Aren't you about 70% the way done?
No.
How far along are you?
We're supposed to do 12 bills. We've done 5. One of them failed. By the way, that wasn't conservatives who voted that down, and nobody's beaten the crap out of the moderates who voted that down. But we passed 4. We passed 1 out last July. You know when that was transmitted to the Senate? I don't know if it has been yet. So the deal is, when you start saying, oh, it's us, well, you guys are making it hard on him, we're not making it hard on him. He made a promise to us, Dagan. We accepted that promise. We said, okay, you want to do it, deliver on the promise. We did not get in his way on any of the 12 appropriations bills. They sat somewhere locked up, and now he says, by the way, last week, the week that you're coming into a CR, you have 2 bills that haven't even been heard in committee yet. How is that?
Well, I do know on
fault.
Friday you voted nay on a funding bill to keep the government open that included extra border funding and did cut spending. So it had conservative priorities in it, and you voted no on it.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You know, when you say it had conservative priorities, we'd already voted out H.R. 2. We'd already voted out the DHS bill 2 days before that. And that bill had everything in there, including funding. It had all the policy priorities we want. This bill that they took out with that CR, do you think that those H.R. 2 stuff would have lasted? The answer is no in the Senate, and this administration needs actually incentives provided to them to follow the law. And none of those can go into a CR. They went into the DHS bill.
All right, so Congressman, we also want to get to your take on this. Over the weekend, New York Congressman Jamal Bowman was caught on surveillance video pulling the fire alarm in a House office building, apparently to assist fellow Democrats in delaying a vote on the government spending. He said he's not sure why he's getting so much attention. Watch this.
I don't know why this has gotten so much attention. I was literally just in a rush to go vote, man. That's all it was. I take responsibility for what I did, but like I said, I was in a rush to go vote, and, investigation will sort everything else out.
But if you look at the video, the fire alarm is located several feet away from where the door is. It clearly outlines that it's a fire alarm. And without delay, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez jumped to his defense right away, of course.
They're filing a motion to expel a member who, in a moment of panic, was trying to escape a vestibule. Give me a break.
So, Congressman, you posted on X that your view of this is that it's interfering with official legislative proceedings. What's your take on, I mean, do you believe any of this nonsense, or is this what it appears?
By strange coincidence, I was there with 4 or 5 members literally probably a minute before he was. And that's the door we normally go out. We looked, we saw the signs, we said, not what? Nobody said, hey, let's pull the fire alarm because we can't get out this way. We said, let's go walk down the stairs to the exit that we know is open now. And that's what we did. And then he goes in and at that same exit pulls the fire alarm.
You mean you could read,
excuse.
is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Saying this is stupid is an insult to stupid people. He didn't
right.
know like everything about it. And he's a former principal, which explains why our children are so wildly uneducated in this nation. I digress. Apologies, Congressman. To shift to gears to something deeply serious, the unfolding chaos created by Joe Biden at the border. Customs and Border Protection sources telling Fox News that last month, migrant encounters exceeded 260,000, an all-time record. Meantime, the White House continues to blame Republicans. Watch this.
The president, without the help of Republicans, is doing everything that he can to deal with the border. They're trying to politicize it and make it worse. That's what Republicans are trying to do.
And just listen to some of the things migrants have been telling the Los Angeles Times. Quote, we've heard there's no kidnapping here, no cartels. We know that's false. Cartels have been intentionally trying to overwhelm places of entry like Eagle Pass. Another, quote, they say it's easier to get in with kids. This is directly because of Biden's boneheaded policies. This isn't compassionate. This is cruel. And nearly all migrants interviewed in that report cited economic opportunity as their motivation for coming and not political persecution. What can be done to stop this? This is just, it's catastrophic. Rape of women, dead kids, fentanyl poisonings, and the Biden administration just treats this as the political price of doing business.
I'd say there's 3 things. First of all, you have to enforce the law that's currently in place. This administration refuses to do that. That is why I really believe that the budget process with the bills that are there, like DHS bill and the other 12 bills, actually allows you to set some incentives in place and hold the administration hostage to say you're not going to get your spending here, here, or here unless you actually enforce the border. The second thing is we need the Senate to pass out H.R. 2, which we had in our rule, which brought those 4 bills to the floor last week. And then the third thing is you just have to tell the truth over and over again, because I can tell you right now there's a Cochise County deputy who's fighting for his life because of dealing with illegal aliens. He's fighting for his life today. And this administration is lawless, and we have to acknowledge that they're lawless, and we have to use every tool in our toolbox to goad and force them to enforce the law, because they have the police power. And our Border Patrol agents, they're overwhelmed. Our ICE agents aren't allowed to remove people from the country, even who have removal orders. And that's because of Secretary Mayorkas and this president.
Can I just get a quick answer on this? When you talk to your constituents back home, what do they ask you more about, the government shutdown or the invasion at the border?
Invasion at the border, 100%.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Congressman Andy Biggs, thank you so much for being here.